always try to be heading home. Home, Goloka Vrindavan. Actually, you know, today, Radhastami, many good things to do. One thing yesterday I had in mind with the temple programs here was to read from Brahma Samhita, because it is so, Goloka Vrindavan centered in describing the wonders of reality. So that's also something. Today there are two things which are like very, you can say, safe for us. Everything can be misunderstood, but two things safe for us in discussion of Srimati Radharani. And one of them is Upadeshamritam, because Upadeshamritam is giving us, it's the book which is taking us to the highest place, emphasizing Radharani service, emphasizing Radha Kund, emphasizing everything about Radharani in the last three verses of the Upadeshamritam. But Rupa Goswami, he's telling us how to go, like what is the process. First, you have to make yourself a qualified receiver by your senses, by discrimination of the bad and the good, and you have to make yourself qualified. In other words, not qualified that I'm forcing myself into that world, but a qualified receiver. So Upadeshamritam we've covered in the past, but for instance, this day of Radhastami, it is a day when really the basics of our devotional life, we get some illustration. It's not only basics, it's actually our devotional life. So as Guru Maharaj told, Srila Guru Maharaj told that Mahaprabhu gave Upadeshamritam, but using Rupa Goswami as the instrument, he wants Rupa Goswami to be established in that post. So Rupa Goswami is the speaker of the Upadeshamritam, and what is Mahaprabhu giving and what is Rupa Goswami giving? Radhastami. And those last three shlokas are telling us of that highest domain. And when we are reading those, we are also feeling, oh, we are worshipping this, keeping this on our head. And the verse 9 about the gradation of locations of places, and then verse 10 about the gradation of the devotees. Or do I have it back to front? I don't remember actually. The gradation of the devotees from from the mundane all the way through to the highest plane, the servitors of Radharani, and then Radha Kund, coming to the Radha Kund conception. And then the last verse is only about Radhadasyam and that highest plane of service to Radharani. So Upadeshamritam is giving it these very confidential, secret things, if you like. But what is a prerequisite? We're being told about what to control, our senses to control, what's unfavorable, what's favorable, how to lovingly associate with the devotees, the importance of the devotees. And then the way to properly give respect to the devotees, then how to see the devotees. In other words, only to see the devotee part. And then comes on to the wonder of the holy name, that the miracle, just by chanting carefully the holy names every day, our disease will go out and the healthy tongue will come, the healthy tongue capacity to taste these finer things. And in this way, coming to the Radhadasana. So it's a wonderful short book, and on Radhastami, very good for us to revisit. And of course, Brahma Samhita, which I don't think we actually covered very much in our classes. So Praneshwari is saying this is the 40th class. She's got a list of what we've covered. I'm not sure we did cover the Brahma Samhita, but Brahma Samhita giving us a very short book and a wonderful description of what is our, where we live, what is our prospect, and how to go.
Maharaj?
Yes.
I have a question about the Upadeshamrita because we're told that when we go to Vrindavan, we have to be very careful and not to stay in Vrindavan for a very long time. And it's better, from what I understand, maybe I've heard it incorrectly, it's better to stay in Govardhan. But in the
Correct.
Upadeshamrita, Rupa Goswami is saying Govardhan is higher than Vrindavan. So I'm trying to understand how Govardhan is safer when it's higher.
Because Gurudev and Guru Maharaj have told us that.
Okay.
And I always get a completely different, I mean, the impression I get, and I think the impression the devotees get when they're with Gurudev and he's talking about Govardhan, talking about Vrindavan. And when we are there in Vrindavan, in Govardhan, with Gurudev, the impression everybody gets is, and his words about Govardhan, we are taking the affectionate shelter of Govardhan. Whereas his words about Seva Kunj in particular, like the very highest part of Vrindavan, is that like who can stay there? This place has been given for Guru Maharaj's worship, but who can stay there? Who can be a servitor here? Like Guru Maharaj, Gurudev, very cautious about Seva Kunj in that area, and a topic which has come up also very recently in practical ways. Yesterday I was sent an audio which I haven't heard all the way through because yesterday was a busy, well, yesterday means your today. So your today was a busy day. The Radhastami was a busy day yesterday. I heard some parts of these it's not shlokas, recordings, but there is a very nice recording from 1997. It's not very clear because it's but it's in Vrindavan, so you can understand in Vrindavan there's always lots of noise going on, maybe transcendental noise, but I can send you a link to that, though I'm not sure because it's dark. I have things around me, so I can't really go to the keyboard so well. But anyway, Gurudev in Vrindavan, he's always giving the devotees so much caution. But in Govardhan, he's not saying be careless and everything else, but he's giving quite a different impression. And the other point that Gurudev would say, I'm sure, is that Guru Maharaj gave us our service place at Govardhan by telling to Gurudev that you can make a place for the devotees, ashrams and places you can make in Puri, you can make in Vrindavan, and in Calcutta. Calcutta is a transit station. But then Guru Maharaj saying to Gurudev, and in Vrindavan, our place will be beside Govardhan. And there you will have a place for the devotees where they will stay. And I'm probably all of you have heard this, that Guru Maharaj told to Gurudev, we'll have a place where we will stay beside Govardhan. And early in the morning, we will go to Kushum Sarovar, where there are many flower gardens. And there we will pick flowers. And then Gurudev saying, in a running way, we will go to Radha Kund, Shama Kund. Like very quickly, we will go there to deliver those flowers to the gopis, those who are making the flower garlands, so that they can have some nice garlands for Radha and Krishna when they wake up. So this is the seva that's been given by Guru Maharaj for the devotees when they're staying at Govardhan. And Gurudev reciting these stories on different occasions, always very happily telling this and saying how Guru Maharaj, his vision, just see Guru Maharaj's vision. He's seeing us all as gopis, as young cowherd girls going to assist the younger section, going to assist the grown-ups in their service. So that was saying, that was Guru Maharaj's view of us. So Guru Maharaj gave Govardhan as our shelter. And I think everybody knows the history in some way. But then Gurudev, he sees that the devotees are going to Vrindavan, and for 3 nights going to Vrindavan for some parikrama pilgrimage there to the places of Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, the 6 Goswamis, and relevant places connected with our Gaudiya Vaishnava and Krishna pastimes. So they're going there, but they're staying in dharmshalas, and especially that time, very difficult to travel from Govardhan to Vrindavan, then go and do pilgrimage and come back to Govardhan because of the quality of the roads, etc., which dramatically are much more improved these days. But it was quite an expedition to get to Govardhan, from Govardhan to Vrindavan before. So Gurudev, he wanted a place in Vrindavan, but on the outside, not inside Vrindavan. And so he got a piece of land on the, literally on the Parakram path of Vrindavan, literally on the Parakram path. And then in due course of time, things happened, indicators. Gurudev built a temporary building there, which was to house the guard. Somebody will stay on the land, so that when building starts, they'll be protecting the building materials so they're not stolen, etc. So he made a small house, as it were. But then we're in Navadip, and that Gurudev got news that that house fell down. And when Gurudev got that news, I'm with him. And when he got that news, and he's first thinking, why did the house fall down? Why did he said, everything I make, nothing falls down, but this house fell down. Why? And he then delays. He had some plan for making construction on that land on the Parakram path. And it is in that delay time when he's thinking, okay, I'll wait and see what is the descending will of the Lord, and we'll do that. And it's in that interim time that dead phone ringing Leela took place. And then Gurudev, astonished by that, but took clearly the message and didn't wait. He didn't wait means there were 7 or 10 days was given as a time that if somebody will come sign the papers so that it's signed into the temple's name, then it will be ours. Otherwise, so many people are prepared to pay 2 or 3 times the proper value for that land. They want it for their own purposes, but those who are managing that area, they want it in the service of Srila Govinda Maharaj. So that's how that history came. But when that land came in Vrindavan, Gurudev always concerned, not only when he first got that news, but all the way through about the seva there, because it's at a very intimate place. Even though we may see the concrete and bricks and all these other things, it is a wonderful place which never changes, if you like, never changes from its spiritual splendor. And as Gurudev says in the talk in 1997 that I was hearing bits of yesterday because I didn't get the chance to hear the whole thing. But I think it's in that talk. He said we are seeing the shell of Vrindavan. There's like the shell of an egg. So we're seeing the shell of Vrindavan. Ananda Sundari Devirasi, welcome. And Deva Priya Devirasi, welcome. We just mentioned your name a few minutes ago.
Dandavat Maharaj.
So we're happy to have you. Dandavat. So, Govardhan and Vrindavan. But yes, the Upadeshamritam takes us to Govardhan, and then at Govardhan takes us to Radha Kund. So these are all high topics. But in Upadeshamritam, the proper approach to these topics is being presented. And also Gurudev is saying, how can we hear about Radharani? How can we speak about her? The basis is we must be sense control. We must be properly positioned, properly qualified in some way. Doesn't mean qualified knowing a million slokas and all these things, but qualified in our behavior, our approach, our conduct. And the other approach is, of course, that we are keeping all of these things on our head and not entering into the imitation zone and starting to pretend that, oh, I'm a this or I'm a that in Vrindavan. But Upadeshamritam is safe for us on this day of Radhastami to see that, yes, we follow these things which we are saying are basics, but they're actually our continuous life's standard. But in the beginning we think, oh, I have to change my life to be like this. But it's the actual nature of the devotees. It's the automatic nature of those who are like established in the higher plane, that they will have these qualities. They're not thinking about, controlling their speech, their anger, their mind. They're not thinking about controlling their tongue, their belly, their genitals. They're not thinking, trying to think in a sloka, oh, what's unfavorable? I shouldn't do that. What's favorable? It's part of their nature. And so just like, for instance, in America, those of you who drive, which is probably everybody, because everybody drives in America, in the beginning, your first driving lesson is, what's the very first thing? Drive on the right side of the road. Then it's not that, so for instance, if you're just going to start, okay, drive on the right side of this. It's not that all your life, every time you get in the car, you think, oh, I have to drive on the right side of the road. Similarly, when you see a red traffic light, it's not that every time, oh, which is it, red or green or what's amber? Which one am I? Oh, it's red. Oh, I better stop. It's automatic. It's just part of you. You drive on the right, red light means stop, green light means go. Policeman blowing his whistle means better do what he says. But all these things, it's automatic. So this is the direction is given to us, that our basic things, all your life, you're going to drive on the right-hand side of the road. It's not that, oh, after you've been driving for 10 years, you can drive on any side you like. The newcomers, they'll drive on the right side of the road. I'll drive on the wrong side of the road. No, the left side of the road. I'll make my own thing. I can drive anywhere I like. It's not like that. So, again, our very good friend Upadeshamritam, given by Mahaprabhu, as well as, of course, our Shikshastakam, which takes us, where does Shikshastakam take us to? It's taking us to Radhadasyam, that intense mood of Krishna, of Radharani. These are all the moods of Radharani, the other half of Krishna. Her separation, her devotional mood, all of these things. And yesterday, an analogy and something which I mentioned in the meeting here, but just that morning I'd read from 1991, Srila Gurudev giving a Bengali talk, which is translated there on gaudiyadarshan.com or premadharma.com, one of those sites. There, Chintamani, welcome. Dandavad. And Brajamohini just came in a few moments ago. Brajamohini Didi, welcome. Everybody else already welcome. Have a successful Radhastami, each one of you. And we're just talking about, talking about Radhastami, but in a careful way. And yesterday also from 1991, then seeing how Srila Gurudev Govinda Maharaj giving an example and quoting a sloka, how Krishna and Radha are Shaktiman, the energetic and the energy, but giving an example which I had forgotten, but heard so long before. That is, the example of speech and meaning. That there is speech, but this speech, why? What is the speech? It's not blah, 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 blah. Speech is you're saying something, so it has got meaning. So just as speech and meaning is Krishna and Radharani, this kind of it's an analogy. It's not that that is the the final you have to meditate on that to the speech and the meaning in the sense of that is everything. It is one of these analogies from this world to help us try to understand that complete connection of Krishna and Radharani. And hearing this like a new analogy that we'd kind of forgotten from before, then it is another kind of inspiration. How connected Krishna and Radha, speech and meaning, another way to understand their connection. And then Gurudev elaborating on that point. So yes, it's not a matter of, in our case, certainly in our case, it's not a matter of debate that, the safer place for us to stay is Govardhan or Vrindavan. But it is interesting that Govardhan is given in the stages of locations. Again, locations, we have to be careful about that word too. But Govardhan is given higher than Vrindavan is Govardhan, where all these pastimes took place. And the highest place, the higher than Govardhan, is there on the banks of Radha Kund at Govardhan. Then we may think then, Govardhan will be more dangerous for us to stay at than Vrindavan. But yet, we've been given by our masters, by Guru Maharaj giving that location, and by Gurudev's hearty, happy expressions about Govardhan, our ashram, staying in our ashram, etc. in Govardhan. Then he's giving us clearly that is our service place. And when we go to Vrindavan, that is our main place. It's our central place. And Govardhan is our home, if you like that. And we visit Vrindavan for a maximum of 3 nights for the pilgrimages. This is Gurudev's view of Vrindavan. Vrindavan is a dangerous place. Yes, in dangerous place in the context of taking it for granted and seeing any faults, etc. there. Yes.
Like Maharaj, I was listening to Gurudev and he was speaking about a sloka. I think that would be very appropriate for the Bhakta basics class, and also for today, the Matala Hari Jana Kirtana Range. That's over our mat.
Right. And does Praneshwari Didi, do you have a picture of that handy or not?
No, Maharaj, I don't.
Okay. It is very appropriate. Okay, I can describe it because I do have the picture on my computer, but it would take me a minute or two to search through. So first of all, we can explain this, and Gurudev does mention that sloka, Mattala Harijana Kirtana Range, then, no, Pujala.
Pujala Ragapata Gaurava Bhange.
Whose voice is that?
One aspiring Jayadev Das Prabhu on Chintamani's phone. Pujala Ragapata Gaurava Bhange.
And the next line?
You had it. You just said it.
Oh, the first line.
I said the first line. You said the next line.
Okay, please tell us the whole verse.
Gaurava Bhange Matala. I got the first line though.
Matala Harijana Kirtana Range.
Yes.
All right. What I'm going to do is describe what the verse means, though my Sanskrit, as you know, I need to have some Sanskrit, etc. in front of me in general for most verses, for many verses. And this verse, this was actually composed by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But Srila Guru Maharaj, he repeatedly mentions this composition, this line, and Gurudev, he asked Guru Maharaj's permission that on the front of our Nat Mandir, the hall, the Kirtan hall, which is in front of the deities in Navadip, in Chaitanya Saraswat Math, Gurudev wanted to put some sloka along above the doors, as is quite common in India, like some auspicious, some sloka. And Gurudev asked Guru Maharaj if he can put that sloka. And I just want to come up with the sloka myself, because otherwise I'm but I can say certainly this, that Paramananda verses. I'll have it in a minute, do not worry.
I pasted from Revealed Truth.
Oh, okay. Oh, in Revealed Truth is the photograph also, I think.
No,
that's...
no, Chinmoy already put the photograph.
Oh, good. Well, tell me.
But the mantra, I got it on Revealed Truth, the finest conception.
Chinmoy pasted the photograph?
Yep.
I wonder where. It's not in my chat.
I pasted it to Pranashri. Now it's to everybody.
All right. Matala Harijana Kirtana Bange. Pujala Raga Patagorava Bange. Okay. Okay, so, well, what can be better than to read what Srila Gurudev has put here? So, okay, here we are. Let's hear Gurudev's words directly, because this is very appropriate. When I wanted to make a diorama expressing Srila Saraswati Thakur's Siddhanta on the front of our mat in Navadip, I used this verse. However, I changed one of the lines in the verse with the permission of Srila Guru Maharaj. Through Srila Guru Maharaj, we can understand the desire of Srila Saraswati Thakur. And for preaching purposes, I changed this verse to make it more understandable to general people. I engraved these two lines on our Nat Mandir. Matala Harijana Kirtana Range, Pujala Ragapata Gaurava Bange. Later, I also posted this expression on the wall of my veranda, so I could see it every day. Srila Saraswati Thakur's phrase, Vishaya Range, is very deep. To say that work and activity, which may appear completely material, are actually completely transcendental, is not easy for the public to understand. I wanted to show in the diorama that it is through Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan that we must worship Radha Krishna in Kali Yuga. For that reason, I used the phrase Matala Harijana Kirtana Range instead. It means that devotees are intoxicated with the practice of Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan. They are hearing and chanting the holy name and glories of Mahaprabhu, and through that they are serving and satisfying the divine couple, Radha Krishna, whose different form is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose non-different, you see, one slip of the tongue or of the pen when writing makes a big difference. So, satisfy the divine couple, Radha Krishna, whose non-different form is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the formal posture, Gaurava Bhange, of Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan, the devotees are offering their worship to Radha Govinda and their intimate servitors. At present, we do not live in the domain of Radha Krishna, and we are not trying to forcefully enter that abode. Rather, we are trying to honor that abode through our life in Kali Yuga under the proper shelter of the practice of Sankirtan at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are proceeding systematically towards the goal of our lives. the service of Radha Govinda under the guidance of their intimate associates headed by Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Okay, well found at short notice. Well found at short notice. And Navadip Diorama, let's have a quick look and see what you've got. Ah, the Navadip Diorama. Yes. Very good. So that Navadip Diorama, I am witness to that Navadip Diorama's manifestation. Really I am. Because this all came about by Gurudev. Gurudev was in Puri, Jagannath Puri. And he was staying at our Sevak Bhavan. And nearby there was a guest house which had on the wall the Konnak temple wheel. It's a very kind of classic wheel. It's a wheel of a chariot, but it was all as a diorama, a wheel as a diorama. And it was very nicely made. And we would pass that walking to the sea. So from the Sevak Bhavan, we walked to the sea. Gurudev also walking to the sea very happily. It is only how many meters? 218. I'll make a guess of 218 meters from our place to the sea. It may be maybe a little bit less actually, but it's not. I mean, it's just very near to us, and so we'd walk past that, and each time Gurudev is seeing this diorama, and then he sends Purnananda Prabhu, who is looking after the temple there in Puri. And he asked Purnananda, can you find the artist who did this? So first Gurudev saw the art, saw the finished product, and then he searched for the artist. And you know how many people could say, yes, I'm an artist, I can do this, I can do this. But Gurudev first, he saw the artwork, and then he searched for the artist. And then the artist came to Gurudev, and Gurudev explained that in Navadip, at that time, the temple of Srila Guru Maharaj's Samadhi was the main structure, was well underway. And it was coming to the point that when the main structure is made, then you put any decorations, and you do the final work. Obviously, at the beginning, you get the columns, the beams, the bricks, the cementing, getting all that. But it was coming to the stage when the next step is going to be decorating the temple. So Gurudev was thinking, who will be capable and how to decorate the temple? So he saw the artist and he invited him, please come to Navadip, and I want to engage you in this seva to my Guru Maharaj. And anyhow, the artist, he said, yes, I'll be able to come at this time. And Gurudev, very pleased. But before letting him do work on Guru Maharaj's Samadhi, he wanted to see that he can follow Gurudev's instruction. And obviously, he wants to give him a trial so that what will happen on Guru Maharaj's Samadhi won't be the trial. It will be done by somebody who he's happy with. And so Gurudev first is thinking, okay, so what shall I give him as a trial, as it were? And Gurudev said that Guru Maharaj wanted that above the Nat Mandir, and that empty space which is there, that there will be the Kirtan party, like Srila Saraswati Thakur's Kirtan party. That will be depicted. This is the Kirtan hall. It's the Nat Mandir, the place of Kirtan. Nat means dancing, the dancing hall, literally, of the temple. So Gurudev first gave him instruction for the kartal, madanga, the devotees, like this. So he gave instruction for that along that empty space. And then Gurudev is seeing and he's watching the artwork. And then the artist has the scaffolding there, means the bamboo scaffolding. And then Gurudev is coming by each day. He would come by at least twice a day, and mostly I'd be with him on those walks around the temple. And he's seeing how things are progressing with the Samadhi Mandir, and in this case with the diorama. Then Gurudev is seeing, oh, but there's a space above that. So what will be in the space above? And then he thinks, oh, so who are the devotees worshipping? They're worshipping Radha Krishna. But where are we? We're here in Govardhan. So who are we worshipping? Here we've got Radha, Giridhari. We're at the place of Gupta Govardhan. So this way, first of all, Gurudev had Radha Krishna, Radha Giridhari standing. Then he's thinking, oh, we still some space. We can put Govardhan Hill. So not just Radha Giridhari standing, but then Govardhan Hill. And then all the cowherd men with their sticks, all these things came. And then Gurudev putting Chaitanya Saraswat Mant on the Govardhan Hill there too. So it evolved. But then one day, I'm with Gurudev in the afternoon, we're walking around, and Gurudev like stopped dead in his tracks, as it were, stopped alive in his tracks. And he's seeing this diorama that we're seeing here. He's seeing this, and still the artist is working, but he's looking at it, and he's like just stopped and amazed, said, oh, this diorama, you see this diorama, it is the shloka beneath it, manifested visually. And then Gurudev said, this was not my plan. My plan was to test the artist and do what Guru Maharaj said, fulfill one of Guru Maharaj's wishes, to have the Sankirtan party there in that space. And then we had thought about Radha Krishna. What Radha Krishna? Radha Giridhari, holding Radha Hill. Then we put everything else. Then Gurudev saying, but he's saying, what has come here? It is actually the shloka. And Gurudev said, shlokas, they are living. And he said, here is proof of the living shloka, that from this shloka has grown up this diorama. And showing that the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the line of Mahaprabhu, we are engaged in Nam Sankirtan, worshipping that higher plane, the plane, or that worshipping that plane of Radha Krishna, their associates and their Leela, and keeping it on our head. And in this way, this shloka is manifested visually. So now I don't see myself. Hare Krishna. Oh, I see why. So, Matala Harijana Kirtana Rangi, Pujala Ragapata Gaurava Bangi. Yes, Gurudev quotes this shloka, and about today, means today for you, means the Radhastami day, that we keep all these things on our head and make ourselves a good receiver to receive them. And by the way, I just have to share this with you, because you can see, see what I can see. Look, here is Uddila Aruna Purabhabagin, the morning. I'm facing east, but if I face the other way, you'll see the sun coming. And here, we'll be very happy if the devotees are here and we can actually sing these songs at the right time. That's one beautiful thing about being in the countryside. We can sing the songs at the right time. We can chant Samsara Davnana Lila Loka at the right time also, with that last verse which is saying, one who sings this during the Brahma Muhurta, great things will happen. But being in nature is wonderful. Recently, it is a monsoon season, so recently we haven't had this beautiful morning sky so much because it's been very covered. But today, some golden sky for the appearance of the golden baby who appeared in the lotus. Hare Krishna. So, respectful, careful dealings with all these subject matters. Certainly, that's where we want to keep ourselves, with our feet on the ground, and maybe our head in the sky, but our feet on the ground, our head in the sky, with worship and care and caution. And that care and caution abundantly coming from Srila Saraswati Thakur, from Srila Guru Maharaj, from Srila Gurudev. I mean, abundantly coming. And Srila Saraswati Thakur, Guru Maharaj would say, you cannot misunderstand Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. You cannot misunderstand him. Like, he was so strong and so firm. And still in our back pocket, we've got a topic which we due to come to, which was the 100 points against the Prakrita Sahajas, which we are due to at least take a look through. It's not something to give an analysis of every point, but we're definitely due to go through those when we get
Prakrita Rasa Shatadushini. Do you have copies of that book?
That's it, yeah. That's it.
I have a copy of that book. It's physical, though. I can't really share it online.
We have it online, Prabhu. We have
really?
it online.
Can you send a link in the chat or somewhere?
I'm coming to.
There it is.
It's already there.
Oh, Jai. Prakrita Rasa Shatadushini.
It's on. Here's a link in the box. I think it follows. This is the introduction, and then it follows in 4 parts, and you can find it all on that same page. Oh, somebody's put it there already. Oh, okay. Praneshwari Devi, you're so very efficient in your savor. Yes, happily. So there is that. This is the introduction, and then after that, you'll find it step by step. There are, I think, 4, part 1, part 2. Part 1.
No. That's not it.
And but today, I mean, really, we don't have time to come onto this today. And it was in my mind, because I think most of you know it. I was planning to do this like two times ago, but things come up each time, and no problem. But in a little bit of reference to this, but to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's preaching, that he was so strong and so clear, he sort of didn't allow for any opportunity for misunderstanding. And any misunderstanding comes, Srila Saraswati Thakur, known as the Lion Guru, by the devotees. People were fearful of him. And you see, in Navadip, of all places in India, in Navadip, they were plotting to kill him. Those who were the imitationists and following all these invented lines and doing this, that, and the other. They did all this to get popularity, to get money, to get name and fame, to get as a business. They corrupted Mahaprabhu's teachings. And this sickened Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur understood that some very strong personality, one of Krishna's own men must come, one of Mahaprabhu's own men must come, somebody must come to set things straight, and that is Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So the guidance of Srila Saraswati Thakur, we need to follow carefully and not allow ourselves to follow our mind at all, to go searching into places which we are unqualified to go to. Let's start from the very first verses of the Upadeshamritam. And also there we also see Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's commentary. And about these things, he's saying, I mean, for those of you who really see the content, Srila Saraswati Thakur, he's saying, it's not just we don't say, like the first thing is speech control. The very first thing in the whole book, control the speech. So then he's saying it's not just we control what we say, but inside, I'm saying all sorts of things. We have to control even not to think to say those things. And this is all a little bit about how our nature must become like these things. So by practice, by control of the senses, with the mind, with the intelligence with good guidance, which is exactly what Guru Maharaj and Gurudev Saraswati Thakur are giving. By all of this, our nature will become like this. So it is not just very first thing, control the speech. It's not that we're sitting there thinking, oh, if I had an opportunity to say something, or I would say this. But rather we must be, from inside the qualities which are being described there. So this is almost, it's like go back to our very first driving lesson. You drive on the right side of the road, and then you never, you may be thinking, oh, drive on the left or the right, but then it just becomes part of you. You drive on the right side of the road. Red traffic light, you stop at the red traffic light. Green light, it's not that you're analyzing every time and making it a conscious decision. Okay, today I'm going to drive on the right side of the road, but I want to drive on the left. It just becomes part of you. So, after all, we are here with our feet on the ground, but our feet on the ground at a very auspicious time, not to make the negativity of the world, overwhelmed by the negativeness, joyful that the world is negative, because we are sure we're in Kali Yuga. We're confirmed we're in Kali Yuga. We've got hints of horrible things that are described, much more horrible than whatever the crow-like news tries to, in a very good land, always trying to pick up the nasty things. But it's going to be difficult in the land for the swan-like persons to pick up the good things, as more and more as Kali Yuga goes on. So we're at a very good time. Srila Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev clearly have presented to us, the parameters, the guideline within which to stay, and out of which, if we go, not only you go at your own peril, but you're very likely to be swallowed up by the crocodiles, the snakes, and this and that, the other. Hare Krishna. But today is Srimati Radharani's appearance day, and wonderful things are there for our guidance. We'll stay under the guidance of our shelter, which everybody who's ever heard from me must know. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, whatever order you're going to say, but each one 150% faith in their, not only their guidance, who they are. They are the Paramahamsas of this age who have brought Saraswati Thakur's message into the next generation and into the whole world, as Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur wanted. So now we need to try to appreciate this, take this opportunity, and it may sound like a cliche, but it's Guru Maharaj's expression too. We must thank our lucky stars. Thank our lucky stars, but to thank our lucky stars means to follow them nicely, to follow them carefully, and not think ourselves we can start to jump into reading these books. Today is Radharani's appearance day. So then we think, oh, we can read this Ujjvala Nilamani or some other books. Absolutely not. And I guarantee that from Gurudev. I guarantee it from him, like 200%, and from Guru Maharaj 200%. We've been with Gurudev when he rarely exploded, but he was furious when one devotee, Gurudev told him not to sing this song. You've never heard it sung in Chaitanya Saraswati. Why are you singing this song? And this devotee, Bengali, older devotee, you can say almost answered back, but he said, why not? It's Kartik, we're in Vrindavan. Why shouldn't we sing it? And Gurudev, he wasn't prepared to enter into any debate. He was furious. And honestly, to make Gurudev furious, you really have to, really, it must be something extremely infuriating and important, and completely against Gurudev's nature, everything like that. completely. Hare Krishna. Anyway, we're very happy. We joined with what I thought was a San Jose program, because Dr. Lalita came in and said, "Oh, San Jose, they're having Lalita Saptami." So she came in with the iPad, and we joined with some of you, maybe 12 hours ago, or I don't know how many hours ago. No, must be more than that now. But with Goswami Maharaj and Paramananda in the Gupta Govardhan temple, we joined on Lalita Saptami, and now it is your Radhastami. So there is some definite nourishment on the web on Brahma Singhita. Is your friend also, Brahma Singhita. This you can read today, Upadeshamritam, you can read today the articles of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, various places, safe sources, and above all, let us make ourselves, from beginning of Upadeshamritam onwards, fit recipients for all of this to land within our ears and in the proper way inside us. And let us take this life seriously together. Hare Krishna. Ramananda Prabhu has in the meantime joined us, and Kat from Australia joined us.
Dandas Maharaj. Sorry, again late.
Kat, welcome.
Good morning, Maharaj.
Good morning, good morning. We are now getting your sunshine. We're now getting Australia's prasadam. Look how beautiful. And all beauty is coming from the beauty of Krishna and Radharani. Energetic and energy. Like speech and meaning. Wonderful things. Hare Krishna. Anybody has a down-to-earth question for me?
Jadadev has a question here.
I don't have a question. I just thought of a Sanskrit verse. Vag artha eva sampraktau, like speech and meaning united. Vag artha pratapataye, for the right understanding of speech and meaning. Now, the Sanskrit was actually referenced to Shiva, but you could also reference it to Radha and Krishna. And she forced me into the lens of this phone. It was just like, again, it was a reverential reflection and support.
Sorry.
Stop, don't do that.
I thought it was a question. I don't know.
No problem. And I think it was that shloka that Gurudev referred to. So he may have even referenced that shloka. Anyway, I'm not ambidextrous, and I only have two hands, not four. So I may have to wait for that. But yes, it may well be that shloka. And well done, Jayadev Prabhu. You see, we all can contribute, and
I'm not Prabhu, I'm Dasaha. I'm not Prabhu, and I'm not even Dasaha. I'm actually just like aspiring to even be qualified, even begin to be Dasaha. I'm not Prabhu. Like I don't mean to like be disrespectful, but like when I hear the name Prabhu attached to the name that was given to me, I kind of I have a hard time even hearing that, because the word Prabhu attached to a name that is attached to me it's very difficult to digest.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Nitai. I better not say anything more. So, Kat, you joined us a little bit late, no problem. And you're a busy lady, etc. But we are actually been addressing Radhastami, which was yesterday in Australia, today in America, but which is sometimes considered as the best day of the year. So very, very auspicious day. Radharani's service to Krishna is incomparable. And who is okay, what about this one? Who is the best preacher in all the, not only three worlds, in all of the everywhere? The best preacher is Okay, yes, Chinmoy Prabhu.
My guess is Nityananda Prabhu.
Okay, there are bests in all kinds of departments, and no doubt he's best in one department. But it is a gentle trick question. Oh, Jai Prabhu.
God, it's so messed up because Guru also is extending into this plane, the farthest into this plane. But also yesterday was Lalita's Saptami, and she's coming from the highest plane and also engaging people in the streets in the I don't even want to talk about this. I'm not even qualified to talk about it. But there's also Lalita, who is also engaging actively on the part of Srimati Radharani. I can't even believe I just said that name. Again, please forgive me for even saying that, but.
All right, you all get all points, but it is a gentle trick question and a bit of a rhetoric question, because I'm going to answer it, okay? And that is that from one aspect, you can see that Radharani, she converted Krishna into a devotee. By seeing, they say that if a great personality comes along, automatically you will want to chant the name of the Lord. Automatically you'll be attracted. And who's everyone worshipping? Krishna. So Krishna he's the worship-ee, no? Yeah, worship, who is worshipped. But then he is seeing Radharani. And also, I mean, I can't really say her name also, but we've heard these topics. And so Krishna, she is worshipping her, but he's thinking, what is she tasting? To be a devotee must be so wonderful. And he became, long story short, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Krishna became a devotee by Radharani's presence. So what can we say? So a little bit of a trick question, and all of your answers were right. But these are all things which kind of come up and keep also like a very sweet mood without getting too kind of caught up into the very high Leela of Radha Krishna. But we can think that, yes, look at that. What a wonderful thing. And then Mahaprabhu has come here and he has distributed what he's tasting. He's giving prema bhakti, not moksha and all these things which the world is all aspiring for, but he's giving prema bhakti. And what is prema bhakti? Who is the reservoir of prema bhakti? Our dear Srimati Radharani. So yes, we've said her name, you can say too many times today, especially when Shukadev Goswami, as you all know, did not take her name throughout the whole Srimad Bhagavatam, nor the name of Lalita, or of the principal Sakis. He was very cautious about it. And we've been with Gurudev, when Gurudev's been explaining, there is one verse which is describing all those who were present there, and maybe Jayadev knows the verse, but Atri and so many, like a list of great sages who were there, and Shukadev, 16-year-old boy, in front of them all. And that sloka, which I'm afraid I don't know, but Gurudev been reciting that sloka, and he's been listing their names, and then Gurudev doing this with his hand, Atra Rishi, and something 6 foot long beard, he's like describing these, ascetics and yogis, and saying there's this young boy, and then he's looking at the audience and he's thinking he cannot take her name in this assembly of persons. I'm thinking who he's talking to. So we have the audacity. But the other point, there is this song, Jadi Gora Na Hoto, and it's in our songbook. We can sing this song. It is telling us, if Mahaprabhu had not come, how would we know about these things? Because it wasn't revealed in the way Mahaprabhu did within Bhagavatam, even though Bhagavatam is the topmost book of all books. But these things are not revealed there. But they are shown, but not in the way that Mahaprabhu revealed Radharani's service, Radha Dasyam, etc., etc. And so that song also is very appropriate for us to see today. It begins Jadi Gorana Hoto. So you can find that in your songbooks too. All right. So today, special day all over the world. And we are blessed here with a beautiful sunrise, which still is beautiful, by the way. One thing about nature is, unlike a painting, you can stare at the Mona Lisa as much as you like, but here in the material world, look how beauty is all around us, and it's every time different. And every time different sounds of nature also, the sounds that we get is all different every time. This is where we are here. Dum, 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 dum. And there's the house. And the beanbag chair. Yes, Praneshri Didi, you are raising your hand.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you. It's just that 1,000 years ago, I heard in a class that the colors in the in sunrise and sunset are the reflection of the clothing of Sri Krishna. And that captured my mind. It was so poetic, so absolutely beautiful. But I have never read it. So I don't know if it's stated somewhere, but that captured my heart. It was so beautiful. And every time I see sunrise or sunset, it reminds me of that idea that is the reflection of his clothing.
I haven't heard it until today, but many analogies, many examples are given. And wherever there is beauty, and there is beauty everywhere, then we should also remember Krishna. And there's beauty everywhere. Even these little bugs, the bugs that fly around. Sometimes the devotees have these big cameras. They take a photograph. You know, we've got these devotees who like to take photos. They take a photograph of a little bug. And then you see on the screen the photo of this tiny little thing. All the colors, the shapes, antenna with the little things on the top. I mean, they're just so beautiful. I mean, we maybe don't want to look at that while we're dying. We want to think of Krishna or something, but there is beauty, beauty in a bug, we can say. Hare Krishna, but yes, nature is beautiful. And as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, whatever wonderful thing you see, consider it, all of the wonders come from a spark of my energy. All these things. All right, so for today, I think I'll let you continue with your day, and our day is also going to continue. And I'm very happy to have all with us. And just a quick question, Braja Mohini Didi, are you in Texas at the new property? Govinda, Govinda, Govinda.
Yes, Mara. I just got peppered. Yes, we're here. I'm here with Indulekha. The devotees, we're cooking, we're making the offering. We're doing an evening offering here today because there was a lot going on with everything happening, building and construction.
Okay.
So we're here. We're here. There's Hari.
All right, and just so everybody knows, there is a brand new property, and look, we're getting a glimpse of it inside there. Who is this? Okay. Dandavat, Dandavat.
There's a devotee. There's a devotee here. And there's Tyler. Tyler again. You met Tyler last week, I think.
Yes, Tyler. Happy that you're still there. Good.
Doing well.
So for those of you who don't know, this is brand new property with land. It's near the town of Austin, but not in it. And it's a beautiful place for the devotees. And so we are seeing the beautiful devotees in the beautiful place. So lots of things, positive things happening in this world. Oh, look, we've been just taken outside there too to see the blue skies. The blue skies and the surrounding.
Yep, there's really beautiful clouds today.
We have beautiful clouds. You have beautiful clouds.
Yep.
Yes, look at that. Ah, stone walls. Are they real stone or is it fake stone?
They are real stone, Maharaj.
Okay.
Real stone, and this house here is where they're doing lots of construction inside the big house. This is the big house here, and they've built, added a few bedrooms inside.
Okay. Jai.
See if we go inside, what's happening in here. Woohoo! Oh my gosh.
Plenty of favor to do, we see.
Okay, yeah, we can see when everything is done. That'll be better. Now it's just construction zone.
No, it's good to see.
So we're going to go start our program. Yes. Yes. We're going to start the Radhastami program here. So it's very nice to see you today and everybody. And it was nice to hear the about the diorama. I'd never heard those pastimes with Gurudev. So that was really beautiful to hear today.
Right. And Gurudev himself, his heart was very much struck by that. The living shloka. Living shloka. And then, by the way, that artist did go on to do, as you see today, Chaitanya Saraswati Math, the Viraha Milan Mandir, the Temple of Union in Separation of Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Śrī Rādhāṣṭamī's temple. That artist did go on and he did all that artwork on there. And I can just put a little addition there too. You see there's much diorama on the front of the temple, but it's very modest and it is not painted. And that is Gurudev's wish. The artist, then after the diorama, they come to paint, then they started to paint. But when Gurudev, just started to paint, when Gurudev saw that, he said, no, this is Guru Maharaj's Samadhi Mandir. It will be all white. It will be somber, not like bright and like cheerful in that sense. It will be somber. Guru Maharaj is here in Samadhi. So just a little footnote to that about the Samadhi Mandir. The diorama nicely painted on the Nat Mandir, but the Samadhi Mandir standard is gentle. And at the festivals, when it's Guru Maharaj's disappearance, appearance, the Samadhi Mandir will be decorated with white flowers, who was Gurudev, Govinda Maharaj's instruction for that. So just a little addition. Anyway, today it is the Radhastami festival. You are about to have a Radhastami festival, and all over the world, again, this is being followed. But again, we want to be very careful. We are not Hindu, the general Hindu term. We're not coming with anything, worship for any reward or anything else. We're coming under the shelter of Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada. We're coming under the shelter of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and carefully approaching these days. Birds of a feather flock together. We are happy to be with those who are appreciative of this line of Srila Saraswati Thakur under such careful guidance. So may we go on holding each other, keeping each other in the right direction, and may our lives be successful. May Srimati Radharani, Krishna, Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, Srila Saraswati Thakur, our guardians, may they be pleased by our worship and our approach. All right. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rock Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga Ki Jai. Vishwaranya Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Also our worship, don't forget Harinam Sankirtan, chanting. So Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Shri Shad Goswami Ki Jai, Panchatattva Ki Jai, Śrī Rādhāṣṭamī Ki Jai, Jai Shri Varshana Ki Jai, Varshana, the place of Radharani, and Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai, Ananta Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranam to you all. Have a special evening. And for the Australian side of the world, have a special day. I hope you recover from your feasting yesterday.
Dandavat, Maharaj, Dandavat.
Dandavat, Maharaj, Dandavat.
One and all and one. Dandavat.